Good morning, sweet friends. I'm taking you on a walk with me. I wanted to give you a tip today, okay? And I want to encourage you, first of all, we're daily doing these pause apps. We're trying to get in a rhythm of night and day meditation. And what I want you to do when you're doing the meditations is really try to create imagery. We're going to talk more Sunday night on our live Zoom about beholding and longing and how these are keys, okay? But right now, the goal is to get you in a rhythm of putting space in your life to slow down, be still, and to practice. He says, be still and know me. And we're positioning you to begin to slow down. Yes, your mind is going to be distracted. And yes, you might feel anxious because you're getting in a rhythm and you're cultivating a new practice. But this is the most spiritual thing you can do, is to be still and hear him and wait for him. So tonight, I may try to jump on. You're to use my month. So every week I'm going to give you, I'm going to guide you through the parts of the practice, and you're learning to do it yourself. And so you can go back to module 1, and you can watch me right after the pause app every single night to kind of guide you through your havening and your heart check. And then occasionally I will feel led to jump on and give you something fresh. So tonight I might do that if I'm able, because we're in the pause app day 4, and we're talking about connecting with the river of life and how important your heart is. And the parts work that we're doing is trying to prime our hearts, to get our hearts ready for that connection, because so often we have these blocks from our life story, from our culture, that says don't be emotional, don't get in your heart. Well, the problem with that is that the wellspring is in your heart. So we want to get you in the wellspring. We want to get you into that heart space. And so there may be things that hinder you from just relaxing and receiving his love, especially if you've had negative circumstances around love or around fathers or around men in general, because we're inviting this, father into our hearts. And so I want to give you a tip today, okay? This is the tip I want to give you. Why, Rochelle, are we doing this self-care piece, okay? So trauma is not just the bad things that happen to you. Trauma is also the absence of what you needed and you did not get. And that is, you need, as a little girl, you needed comfort, and you needed protection, and you needed validation, and you needed celebration. You needed to feel delighted in, you needed to feel safe, you needed consistency, you needed to be a little girl and not have to be a parent very young. And a lot of people pride their children on being so mature, and that's really not what our children need. Our children need to be children, and so their brains develop properly instead of shutting down some of the best parts of them, like joy and excitement and play, which we want to access when we're mamas, adults. So the reason why we're doing this, part of this, 2 reasons with this self-care. One is because we're trying to communicate to our body this belief that we're trying to rewire to. Because if we've thought we weren't worthy, or we weren't loved, or we weren't sacred, then that is our belief that we're living out of. And we're trying to rewire back to the belief of God, which is that we are worthy, we are loved, we are his sanctuary, right? Y'all know this by now. So we're trying to behave in a way that we're speaking so that it takes root. If 2 women go into a gym and they have the same exercise, but one of those women has the intent to check the box, and the other woman really engages with her muscles and how she's being changed, they can do the exact same exercises and get 2 different results. So your mindset is a huge part of this. So in the same way, there are some of you that can check the box. Oh, I did the pause app today. Check, check. I did this today. I was grateful today. Check, check. And there's others that are actually allowing this to transform them. They're in it. It's not just a checklist. It is an experience, okay? And the experiences change us. The mindset changes us. So if there's some of y'all that just say the words, and there are other words, they're actually shifting how you see the woman in the mirror and actually shifting how you treat her, you're going to have a different impact. So back to the second part, which is the holes. So the holes in our life from the things that we did not get. And a lot of women wanted care from a father. I see this all the time in counseling. A lot of women were like, when is someone going to care? And a lot of the striver I see birth out of women who felt like they were trying to earn the love of their earthly father. And so we're striving, or we're performing, or we're just going to forget it all. We're not good enough. We just believe it because we haven't got dad's attention. I see it every single day. Like, well, when will you choose me? When will you fight for me? When will you care for me? And a lot of times we ended up in not great relationships because we've tried to fill that hole that dad left, or that someone else left, with the care that we've always wanted and we think this person can give us. So what we know is that it comes from you, that this part of you that is aching from your past, I'm going to say trauma, of the hole that was left there, is there, and it's longing for something. And if we do not fill it with God, we're going to fill it with the wrong person most often. So part of your self-care and your speaking and your loving in this season is you filling that hole with you and the Spirit of God within you, like leaning into it. Like, I long to be cared for. Care for me, Lord, as I'm caring for me. And you begin to fill that hole so that it's not such a hole. And then people don't have to try to fill your hole. And then you're not attracted to people that make false promises that they can fill your hole. Because your hole's not that empty. And now you have wisdom to know what you really want, not what your body is telling you you are longing for. So I hope that helps today. Y'all have a wonderful day. Connect with, this is a great day if you're doing since you're doing the pause app on day 4, when he's saying look at the presence and feel the presence around you. It's a great day to take that song Love Note by Upper Room that I mentioned to you on Sunday night, and to sit in his love today and see what it's like to feel his love. You know, when I was on my spiritual journey, I mean, I was 30 years in before someone ever told me to sit and just receive the love of the Father. Just sit and receive the love of the Father. You don't have to do anything. Just turn your receiver on and receive his love, because this is what we're after. That's what Paul is saying in Ephesians, that you would know this love, that you would know this love that goes beyond your heights and depths. And to know that love, to intimately know that love, we have to be with it, right? We have to be with it. And so Love Note is my favorite one to feel the presence. And then I follow it up by This Love by House Fires. 2 great songs to really encounter the love of God. Turn your receiver on. And then if you want to go to Spotify, I have like a waking up playlist with love songs. Okay, have a wonderful day and keep pressing into his love. You are worthy, you are loved, and you are his sanctuary.